Yeah, so this is biofuel. I've never actually automated this before. I honestly probably should have done it with you all, but who cares? We're not worried about this anyway. I don't know what this helps us with. Maybe energy production or something, but I don't know. Well, I think that's why I built it, actually, is for energy production, because our actual nuclear power plant shut down again. Yet again. It just shut down. So, that's gonna be fun. I'm not sure how we're gonna deal with that. But, as a side note, we have, we have this. Biofuel, lots of it. We're filling this whole tank here with biofuel. A lot of biofuel, actually. I will give you a quick rundown of how this setup works. So, down here we have, as you can see, sugarcane and hemp. And now what happens is these guys, these buzzsaws, they go around and they chop it. Then it gets blown by those into grates. Now, you'll notice on the sugarcane side that we have grates underneath the water, too, because they can get stuck in the water. Keep that in mind. So, that all gets collected on a conveyor belt, because items dropped on the conveyor belt end up basically being, on the conveyor belt. Oh, that section there is, apparently sugarcane can get stuck there. Well, okay, I can't really do anything about that right now. And so can hemp on the other side. So anyway, yeah, these guys, they just chop that stuff up, and it gets sent up into here. And the first step with the sugarcane is the combination oven. As you can see right here, the combination oven, we sort out the items too. So the combination oven actually is producing ethanol and sugar is what you want. The ethanol is going into the things downstairs, those robotic arms. The hemp goes that way. We'll talk about hemp in a second. But anyway, whenever I need to, I can turn this guy into an ethanol generator if I have too much in here or something, or I need energy. Stuff like that. Now the sugar proceeds into this guy, the liquefactor, and it becomes ethanol. And then it goes over to here. It does not go back into the system, but I do have a line for that in case this ever runs out and I need to just quickly connect them to keep the thing running. Now, the more interesting of the two is probably, actually no, they're both pretty interesting, but, this one here is not the biogas. Yeah, we're making biogas basically. So hemp goes here. Goes into this guy, and then I thought you would need a shredder for this, but actually, you can just simply use a crafting table, and it does all the stuff you need for it. Now, you can use a liquefactor, but that's a mistake, because the energy cost is very high, and you're getting basically the same amount. So, I just prefer this method, because it makes 2,000 biogas at a time, using the chem plant, so it does not cost the extra electricity, even though it's, the other thing is a more fancy machine. So yeah, that produces biogas, and ethanol and biogas on this side of the line ends up into here. And it doesn't take much ethanol to make biofuel, which ends up getting stored in this tank. So, of course, we're building a surplus, and once we have a surplus, I will have those lines connect probably. The biogas takes about 1,000, so we're never gonna have enough biogas. But yeah. That's what happens with that, and biogas is taken out of this tank and sent over to this generator here. Whenever we need energy, I can just turn it on, and it will do its stuff. And I'm currently running these guys out of electricity right now. So, that is the biofuel setup, and I don't know what I'm doing with the other half, but it's probably something. Now, we left off with us looking for stuff to make the big laser beam. And I want to go over to the nuclear power plant and show you all what's going on here. I have not done any work on this, I'm very sorry. Anyway, we're out of energy here. I have it set to just regular steam. Or for a time it was running that. Now it's not, it's dead. This guy is also dead. We're probably just gonna reprocess these guys, cool them down and all that. I think that's what we're gonna do today. And of course, I'm gonna do the math and see how much it's gonna cost us to make the actual FEL. Yes! That's what it's called, and this thing costs 16 superconducting ring coils. These guys cost 5, and how many of them do I need? I need 16 times 5. Now let's do the math here. 16, and then we do this guy, because it's Java. Come on, where's the 5? 80, okay, that ain't too bad. So we're gonna need 80 advanced alloy ingots. That's actually really bad. Alright, well, we'll see about this. We'll see about this. Alright, so, advanced alloy, oh. Right. It's gonna cost us, we're gonna have to do some stuff. And that's just for those big coil blocks. We'll get to the other stuff later on. I just want to tackle them today, and then we're gonna do some other miscellaneous stuff, so, probably like, I don't know. Anyway, I do have some copper here, and I do have some, redstone here. And this is good. Do we have any more? No, fortunately. Okay then. I really need to like get some good form of power generation, or we need to actually fix the those into the power grid. The other things. the biofuel into the power grid. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Alright, so all I gotta do is shove the redstone and that together, and we're gonna get, like, what, a lot out of that. Probably whatever we put in the copper times 2. So the copper we put in was, like, 52, right? So now we've got, 4. 52 times 2 is 104. 104. Alrighty, so we're gonna go over and we're gonna figure out what we're doing with this. You see, we got that there. That could be a good way of plugging everything in. Where is my cable conductors? I think I left the cable conductors over here. Wait just a second. I might have them over there. Or we might have just used all of them for that. Which would be dumb. Wait, I have a cable conductor. Oh, I have all the electricity. Yeah, that's nice. So I'm gonna just quite simply take one of these guys, and we're gonna slap him on the edge of the building that has the red coil sticking out. So, like that. Boom. Now that can only travel 10 blocks. Keep that in mind. Boom. Perfect. And now it's time to plug everything in so this guy does not run out of power. So I need to keep this guy up and running, and now look at this. It's running out of power. It's getting drained. 3.4 kilo HE per second. Or per tick. And if we turn this guy on, it should counteract that quite nicely. We're getting 5.45 kilo HE per tick. And with this guy, we're gonna run this. We're gonna get rid of the ash, because we don't need this. So, run it through there. That gives you, like, for like a few seconds, 400 heat generation and energy generation. And increases the amount we're getting. Which is pretty good. I have to say, I do like the view from up here. Like, honestly. I like the view from probably up there. I could, like, just look down, and this place is insane. So, I don't think we can control this with redstone. Maybe we can? I hope we can. Oh, it's running out of biofuel. How does that happen? Oh, what? Oh, this guy is not set the output. He just set the input. There we go. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be draining now. Check it out. Pretty fast. We're consuming all the fuel of this run. You see, the big problem with this is that the liquefactor keeps running. And that's my only problem, is that it keeps running. Even though we don't actually need more ethanol until it gets full. Also, how much sugar do we have? Are almost overflowing on the sugar quantity, so... fun fact, sugar does burn, so we should be able to use it as fuel. Honestly, that'd be kind of amazing if I could use sugar in a generator. Alright, so now that I got that dealt with, we should be able to go get our stuff from here. Now, this process is actually we're gonna not need this many red coil. This is a mistake. You see, the reason I needed red coil was not for any, like, it's just to make the stuff, but I now have too much of it, probably. I don't need as much red coil, red stuff, because when we added steel to it, it's going to end up doubling again, so it's kind of not something I need. Okay, so let me introduce you to the first step of nuclear fuel reprocessing. This is quite simply just lead, and more lead, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and do this real quick. We're gonna run through how you make this guy. So first, get yourself 2 of these guys. Nice, it's pretty easy. Then you get yourself 4 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice, and then we're gonna go ahead and take some steel. We're gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're gonna go ahead and do this. This, and then we're just gonna go ahead and shove it all together. This is literally how you make fuel rods. Now you take the fuel rods and you do this, and then after that's done, you've got a fuel barrel, I think. spent fuel pool drum, and I think this is where you start with this process. I'm not actually sure, because I have not done this in a while for RBMK. Now, what I do know about this process is that it's going to require us to get some water, not barrels of water. I keep saying barrels of stuff. No, buckets of water. And we're gonna build a bit of a swimming pool here, okay? We're building a swimming pool. You got it? Now, this process is gonna be quite literally the most dangerous process we could possibly do, because, wait a second, what? Chunk borders are, like, weird. Like, that's right on the chunk border. We're gonna have a... Hey, who cares? It doesn't cause any issues. There's only one thing that needs to be chunk aligned, really, and that's the actual thingy. The RBMK. Everything else is fine, unless... but if you do an RBMK over chunk borders, you will end up with an explosion, probably. So, do not do that. That's stupid and not great. So we're just gonna make the swimming pool nice, and we're gonna make it like this. We're not gonna make it big or anything silly. We're just gonna make a 3x3, and then we're gonna do the edges like so. Boom. And then, finally, boom. And that makes the entire thing. And you dump it, you jump in, nice. I'm sure you'll understand this part, this is pretty easy. But that's our cooling drum. You can automate this, and having more water around it makes it more efficient, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, time for the fun part. Fuel removal. Now, this stuff is yucky, right? Yucky fuel. And it's going to definitely be very radioactive. I'm not ready for this. Okay then, here we go. I'm sure I will be perfectly fine. This is 1950s style stuff here. Okay, shove this in here. And that will cool it down, probably, I hope. It is kind of cooling down. It's kind of slow, though. The uranium one. This guy is quite literally the most terrible thing I've ever seen. Look at this. 1375.51. And this guy is 825.3 something. Rather insane. I'm honestly not sure how we're gonna handle that. Because I do not have the thing that's going to keep me alive through that, and I do not have... Oh, wait a second. Didn't we pick up power armor? We should put that on or something. I don't know. Okay, so our actual cropper, the stuff that we were doing in here, is probably done now. And, now it's... Oh my gosh, I left these on the ground. These are expensive. Please, no. Now, doing the math, we're gonna need 40, and then we're gonna need 40 steel. Thank goodness I got some steel here. Because I am running low. Always running low on steel. You are always running low on steel, okay? Keep that in mind. There is never going to be a moment when you have a lot of steel, okay? You will never have steel. Okay, so for this, we're going to need a containment box, actually. Because this is the only way that it's even feasible to do, is via containment box. And as you can see, this guy is... Oh. Well, we don't have uranium-238. That's fun. Let's go ahead and take care of it ourselves, then. What about the tongs of doom? Where's the... What are those things called? The grips. What? No. Let me introduce you to something called tungsten reacher. Now, this guy is made with tungsten bolts and more bolts and latex and stuff. In all my years of playing HBM mod, I have never made one of these, and the reason why is because there just is no reason to make them usually. But in our case, this is kind of the only option. You see, we're gonna be picking up very radioactive items, and I don't really have uranium-238 to make a containment box. I do have tungsten for tungsten reacher, however, and I also don't really want to make a liquidator suit because I cannot repair that. I do not think. So instead, I'm just gonna use a gigantic pair of tongs. And it only is giving us 7 radiation right now, which is amazing. How is this even possible? Shove it in the box. There we go. Now this guy's at 20 Celsius, which means that now I can actually do this to him. Kaboom. Get my goodies back. And this is where the recycling comes into, starts. We need to add hydrogen peroxide into the system, and then it will actually put this into here, but we're not doing that today. And this guy's also done, and, yeah, that's nice. And we'll see what we get from this. We'll get those, and nice. And we'll just... No. We're gonna put them in the box over here. We're gonna get radiation sickness from this. The thorium rod is sad. It's sad. This was a waste, honestly. I don't know why I chose to do that. Okay, we're gonna head back down here. We're gonna turn off... Why do we have chunk porters on? We don't need that. We're heading down here. We're gonna go ahead and grab some stuff, and then we'll go back up there. And see, honestly, we need to actually do uranium processing. I think that would be a great idea. Or we should put that strontium into play. Let's see about strontium fuel, because that is probably something we could do. It's going to be incredibly dangerous. Strontium. Man, this might be strontium. Who knows? Why can we still make pure strontium Watts pellet? They are not even useful, I don't think. What? Maybe they are, actually. Maybe they might be. No, the Watts pellets aren't actually useful. It's the, these guys are useful, but why can we make these guys? So this is the real spooky fuel. We're gonna start dealing with this guy. How do you make this? So you make this from low enriched rubidium. Oh, this one requires neptunium, doesn't it? Okay, we don't have that right now. I should really just focus on getting a different reactor, honestly, because this one is not gonna help us at all. We need something faster. We need to get the Zernox, I think. Guys, with this guy, it takes like 6 years to actually deplete its fuel. But with the other one, it's not going to take any time at all to deplete the fuel. So we're going to do that, I think.